Gonna do a little garden tour, show what's been shaking this year. It's kind of overdue. These are my medicinal herbs I've been growing. Been getting seeds from a place called Strictly Medicinal. I wanted to see what would grow. This is something called Tulsi, Temperate. So is this. I'll put the names above these. This is a variety of Tulsi called Tulsi Vana. See the Temperate variety did a lot better in this climate than the Vana. These are both I'll let that loud asshole get by. These are both something called Skullcap. It's a Siberian herb, and these take 2 years to mature, and the medicinal part is in the roots. So I'm going to bring a lot of this stuff in the house this winter. This is called Skullcap Official, and these were just germinated at different times. I germinated these with a little they spent a little time in the refrigerator, and although they don't look too hot or too aggressive, I got a higher percentage to germinate than the ones I just did in the pot. This is a little tree. I kind of expected them to be bigger by this time, but each of these pots had 10 seeds in them, and only got 1 to germinate from each. But this is Mimosa hostilla. It also has medicine in its root. These are 2 things called Yacon. They have kind of a tuber that grows, and also their fruiting bodies for next year. The new growth can be started from these little things that are starting. So this is a big experiment. I've never grown Yacon, so we'll just see how they're doing. They're supposed to get super tall. These guys get super wilted in the afternoon sun, but I think they're doing better below the soil line than you might suspect. Over here, this is my avocado tree. I've had this thing about probably 15 years now. Grew it from a seed at a construction project office. He's got a coleus, and this is a maypop vine. Coleus, I like him in this pot because he wilts and tells me when to water the avocado. This is a curry leaf seed. It's got all sorts of medicinal mojo in it. And that's just our Christmas cactus. I've gone crazy growing hydrangeas. I want to use them as a border fence. This is a variety called Alice, and they sold it at Rural King. And believe it or not, all the plants I buy from Rural King do really well. This is a purple hydrangea, and it was not doing well in another location. I moved it, and this year it's doing real good here. This is a baby hydrangea. This is a pokeberry. It's just a native that comes up every year. Thing's a monster. It may have to go as the hydrangea does better. This is my first hydrangea. It's an oak leaf hydrangea. It's a monster. I love it. That's when I decided I was going to use it as a border screening plant. Here's another hydrangea. Not quite as old as the first one. Ferns. I've been going crazy with ferns. They do well here. Another fern and some azaleas. My boxwoods are becoming beast. Butterfly bush is becoming a beast. Get back here at this little hidden area. Rhododendrons, they're doing better this year. I've been paying a lot more attention to them. I've also been moving ferns from other places into this spot. I call it Ferntopia. I'm putting a type of mulch that falls apart real quickly here to kind of nourish them, but Ferntopia is doing pretty good this year. Rhododendrons are doing good. I've had these here for 7 years and they haven't done this well. I've been paying a lot more attention to them the last couple years. These are some giant ferns my neighbor gave me. This is their first year. They're just getting established, but I hope these guys are ginormous. I want to turn this whole area between the rhododendrons and the fence into a Ferntopia. Go over here, more azaleas. All the azaleas are doing good. Looks like I've got a invasive tree in the middle of that one. I'll deal with him later. Alliums do good here. Bees love them. I just wonder if their honey tastes like garlic or not. Later this year I'm going to move these alliums up front. They're in front of some azaleas. These are phylloxes. They do good here. I thought this one was a weed for a long time, but we're going to add more of those here. Pardon my pronunciation if I don't get that right, but that's what this area is going to be. More alliums. Red hot pokers. The bloom's just about over on them, but they do really well here, so we're going to continue to expand that. Then there's a variety of things over here. This is the big one, is the angel trumpet, poisonous plant. I'm thinking about putting it out on the street. Look at him, he's blooming. This is the one that I just cut off at the ground and heap about 2 bags of mulch on top to keep it from freezing each year. I don't do the stick in a bucket method. But I don't like the idea of something this poisonous here in my garden where I may want to grow a medicinal herb, so I'm going to move it out. Fig tree dies back to the ground each year. This year he's really taken off. Maybe he'll turn into a fig tree. I don't know. He seems to want to be a bush. Wormwood, looking pretty paltry. Variety of sages, azaleas, Norway spruce, camellias, azaleas. These are all new azaleas. I took out the berry patch. The spouse doesn't like berries. She thinks they harbor rattlesnakes. So I took a bunch of berries and planted them at a secret location. But all these new things are looking good. The berries keep coming up through this mulch, but they're pretty easy to pull up. This is another Alice hydrangea. It wilts in the afternoon sun, but I think it's going to do real well here. Those are my pencil plants. This is my tree line in the back. I've got an infinity of work back here clearing out dead wood. These things were planted too closely together, and about every other one needs to be pulled out of here. But I'm kind of focusing on ideas to create a good screening plant. You can see how these pencil plants make a good screen. There's an adenia. Adenias grow wild here. That one's from the store though. That's Claude's Russell garden. And we left a few blueberries back here. This is the big plot of cedar mulch. Walmart had cedar mulch cheap this year, about $2 cheaper than Lowe's, so I went crazy and cedar mulched this whole thing. This is blueberry. Blueberry's #1 customer is the blue jays, so that's done real well. And that's the garden tour. Show some of my rescued berry plants over here. I'm going to go plant these at a friend's place up in the Smokies. See if I can't get some invasive brambles up there for them. This is a big mess of honeysuckle. Here's something funny. This is a wisteria. We had a hysteria about, I don't know, 8 years ago. Planted it over here and never saw it again. Now this year it made an appearance. So I've got a elderberry, a sassafras, that's sassafras there, and a lot of privet. This is all jungly. I kind of use the honeysuckle as a screen plant too. Trees are doing good. This is my redbud. Look how hideous this bark looks. We thought this tree was a goner. Apparently redbuds just do that. Or they're not a long-lived tree. We don't, if he dies, it won't break my heart, but here's the star of the backyard trees. We like Japanese maple a lot. And I constantly fight privet off of him. This fall I'll open up the gap between these a bit to maximize the growth potential of Japanese maple. There's hibiscus. This hibiscus bloomed and bloomed and bloomed this year. There's saucer magnolia. That's where the bunnies, under saucer magnolia is where we feed the bunnies. Crepes all did a medium job. This is Pee-wee. Pee-wee did a pretty good job this year. There's another crepe doing the best it can. This was my other experiment. I used to have this on the ground. These are garbanzos. They're a legume. Had about 10 plants in here, and one day, one bunny in about 5 minutes killed all but 3. So I don't know if I'm going to plant those again, just treat them as bunny forage, or not plant them again. It's kind of a hard call. If you can go through one that quickly, it's not going to be. Oh, there's the kitty cat. What is the kitty cat doing? We'll have to cut this short and feed this dude. He showed up for a little unscheduled meeting. Well, kitty cat, you just sit right there. We'll have a snack, okay? Okay, kitty cat missed his dinner last night because there's a little bit of a storm. So we're going to give him one more treat. One more treat. One for the road. One more for the road, kitty cat. I invite you to spend a little chair time if you want. We haven't seen you during daylight hours in about a month. Kitty cat, kitty cat. Now don't run off. Finish that. You got one for the road there. Something on your nose, buddy. He's looking inside. You got stuff on your nose, buddy? You're being a silly boy.